Hi everybody! Roar! Great creature on trucks! And we are back with another video, and today we are doing a review of one of my all-time favorite shows. It is called Grimm. But didn't we already do a show on, like a review on the show The Sisters Grimm? Yes, but this is a lot different. How so? Well, for one, it's a police fantasy crime drama. Oh, live action, right. Yeah. And this takes place in the city of Portland, Oregon. And the story, our hero is homicide detective Nick Burkhardt. And he learns that he is a descendant from a long line of guardian warriors known as a Grimm. Their job is to keeping the balance between humanity and Wesen. Wesen? Oh, yeah. You know those a lot of mythological creatures and the stories with the Grimm? Yeah? And witches and other kinds of monsters? Well, yeah. That's what they are. Wesen is a German word for being or creature. And Grimms, like Nick, have the ability to see the inner monster, the inner creature of the person that they're hiding in human form. Almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah. And he has help with his partner, Hank Griffin. But he thinks... You see, with Wesen, when they transform, they show themselves... It's called a vogue. They vogue. Huh. Yeah. They can look like any... Lots of Wesen look like regular, just mutated monsters, or even the werewolves. Or pigs, lions, crocodiles, alligators, rats, snakes, spiders, frogs. I mean, there's dragons. Whoa, yeah. And what Nick does, thanks to his mom and his Aunt Marie, his aunt tells him about a trailer she has for him. And in that trailer, there's a lot of stuff, like books on every kind of Wesen. Lots of different types of Wesen. Written by the brothers Grimm, even. Going way back to them. And there are even lots of them about going back as far as ancient Greece or Rome, or far back. Way far back. Whoa. And every time a Grimm they write down their own experiences in the books. Carry on the legacy and the tradition of being the Grimm. Passed down. And sometimes this whole thing, sometimes a Grimm, it's like hereditary or genetic. I don't really know. And, well, Nick's partner, Hank, he doesn't really know about this whole thing. See, when Wesen vogue, they can either hide themselves or when they can show themselves. Yeah, to real people. Yeah, it's kind of like really, really good. This show is like amazing. Yeah. And when Wesen see a Grimm, it's like seeing a a monster. Grimms aren't necessarily like the best kind of people, including there's some really, really bad history. Even though the Grimms say they're like the protectors of humanity and stuff, they kill every single kind of Wesen they see. Yikes. Yeah, but Nick is a lot different. I mean, he's a police officer, a detective. I mean, it's not like he wants to kill people. He doesn't kill them. He arrests them. He would only kill them if he had no choice. Sometimes he would even put away his badge if the Wesen is really, really bad. Whoa. His partner Hank really doesn't know about the whole Grimm thing until season 2. Hunting a lot of rogue Wesen. Just arresting them, not killing them. And who else also helps him is the help of Monroe. Monroe? You mean just a regular guy? No, he's a Wesen. A what? You mean he gets help from a Wesen? Well, Nick needs a lot of help in this kind of thing, and who better to help than a Wesen? And Monroe is what's known as a blue bot, which is like a wolf, like the big bad wolf, but he is a vegetarian. A vegetarian wolf. Now I've seen everything. Yeah. And Monroe, he is like great. He's the best. And let's not forget about his girlfriend, Juliet. She was a veterinarian, and, well, she kind of went all psycho. Yeah, and there are lots of different Wesen out there. There's even his captain, Sean Renard. He's like a warlock type of Wesen called a Zauberbeast. And he's a prince. A prince? Whoa. I know. Then there's also Sergeant Wu, who doesn't know anything about, who thinks he's going crazy too, who doesn't help them with the whole Wesen thing until much later on. Then we have Rosalie Calvert, who's a fox-like Wesen called a Fuchsbau. She was just a reoccurring character in season 1, but then she became a permanent character throughout the entire series. She began helping Nick and Monroe with a lot of things, but then she and Monroe fall in love and get married. Whoa. Yeah. And then next we have Adeline Schad, who's a witch-like Wesen called a Hexenbeast, who works with Sean. Yeah. But thanks to Nick, they had a little fight, and Nick took away her powers. Whoa. Yeah. And then she had a little love thing with Sean, giving her a royal daughter named Diana. And wow. And she got back her Hexenbeast powers and a daughter. But then a little along the way, well, Adeline continued working for the Royals and stuff, and then took away Nick's Grimm powers. Whoa. I didn't even think that was possible. Yeah, but he got them back. Yeah. But in doing so, Juliet had a little thing where she had to, in order to do it, she had to do a little thing in order to give Nick his Grimm powers, and, well, she became a Hexen Beast. What? Yep. And, well, let's just say she went a little crazy. Oh, what is that? Hexen Beasts that are born are, well, they're pretty tame. They can be evil sometimes, but they can be pretty tame. But when it's a Hexen Beast that's made, they're the most dangerous. Oh boy. Yeah, and with Adeline, wow. Wow. You would never think about it, but after that little thing she did with Nick to take away his powers, they had to do the... She did it with him. She did it with Nick in order to take away his powers. You're not saying she... Yep. The horizontal lambada. Ugh. Wake up! Yeah. And we also get introduced to another Grimm named Teresa Rubel, or Trouble. She actually thought she was going crazy seeing monsters and everything, but it wasn't until she met Nick, Monroe, and Hank telling her that she's a Grimm. Yeah. So, Nick decides to take her in as his protege. Whoa. Yep. But it doesn't... It's not just she's not just any other person. It turns out she's Nick's third cousin on his mother's side. Whoa. Yeah, and there's also Nick's mom, Kelly. Yeah. She was a really big help with the whole thing. She is like one of those Grimms that kill first, ask questions never against Wesen. But luckily Nick is never that. He's the ask questions first, fight later. Right. Yeah. And, well, during that whole time, after Adeline did the little horizontal lambada with Nick, and after Nick got his powers back as a Grimm, Adeline got pregnant again with Nick's kid. You're kidding me. This has never happened before, Trex. And I gotta say, it was... Whoa. I was like shocked. You're telling me? Yeah. Ooh-wee. The very first child born from a Grimm and a Wesen. Not just any Wesen, a Hexen Beast. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, and this little boy is Kelly. Named after Nick's mom. Yeah. Well, Adeline and Nick, they may have been enemies, but he would do anything to protect his son. Even be with Adeline. So today, yep. It was great. A love story from enemy to lovers. I did not see that coming. Nobody would have seen that coming after 6 seasons. Nope. I love Grimm. From start to finish, this series is great. 6 seasons worth of awesome mystery solving and, well, monsters and fighting good versus evil. A really long storyline with a lot of different side mysteries that happened, and a lot of friends, enemies, and a lot of different kinds of magic and stuff. You will love this whole thing from start to finish, everybody. So, that's going to be it for our review of Grimm the TV series. So, don't forget to like our videos, comment what you think, share with your friends, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe right away. So, this is Critter Creature and Tricks telling you have a happy Halloween. And who knows? You could be if you don't know, you could be a Grimm yourself. But you have to choose what Grimm you want to be. Alright? So, bye everybody. Run!